Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the coffee run. It's Friday. It is the last day of the week before Memorial Day. So, um, out of the gate, quick announcement: no shows on Monday. Just so y'all know, we're going to take a long weekend here. No shows on Monday. We're back to normal on Tuesday. So we'll be honoring our fallen troops on Monday, and hopefully you all will too. So get the flags flying and do your thing. As far as today's show goes, rather, we're gonna be. Oh wow, that's weird. Um, let's make it look like. There we go. Does that look better? Come on. Why is it not working? That should be. You should. Oh, there we go. That's odd. Anyway, for today, Ask Me Anything show today. I really didn't plan much for this yesterday or today. So I want to open it up to y'all to talk about whatever you want to talk about. I see some stuff in chat already. Just put a PC in front of any questions you've got, and I'll filter by those. I'll try and read chats as best I can here, but yeah, let's just hang out and talk today. A couple of the normal announcements things, and I want to put again. I'm trying to put food for thought in your minds, right? About a couple of things. One is I want to start the battle royale. One battle per month going into Craps for the Cure. Next month will be the first one, so we got to figure out who's going to be the competitors here, and also working on Craps for the Cure itself. So I had a great talk yesterday with Jen. She was here in town, and we chatted on the way to the airport actually last night about my ideas for Craps for the Cure and some ways that I want to change things up because we're going to try and do it in multiple venues this year. So the change from last year to this year for Craps for the Cure is going to be not all at Casino Quest, I don't think. Last year we did the whole thing at Casino Quest. We had one stable camera mounted and we just kind of, did our thing there. This year what I want to do is, as you probably know, I'm trying to have a casino partner. So we can have a private table at a casino that we'll be filming at the whole 24 hours, right? And that won't be the only thing we show. Like that table will be going live. We'll have somebody at the table kind of emceeing it, like sort of, talking to the players and interviewing and maybe playing along with them and that kind of thing. But that table will be going into and out of throughout the show. We'll check in on the table, see how it's going. We'll check out of it. But we'll do the I don't say the lion's share, but a bunch of the show is going to be again at Casino Quest, where we have interviews, we have guests, we have David teaching, I'll be teaching, that kind of thing. So we're going to have part of it at Casino Quest, where it's more controlled environment. Part of it at the casino where it's going to be kind of a wild, crazy environment. That's the first change from last year. The second change is going to be how we do donations. So one thing we're thinking about is to say something like, if you're going to play on the live table, right, to secure a spot on the table, you got to make a donation to the charity. So if you've donated some dollar amount to the charity for the year, you get to play on the live table for a given amount of time. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but some level of donation equals some hours of time at the table. That hour of time or so at the table, you'll be playing with, we'll guarantee it with somebody, with me, with George, with whoever else, rock stars are going to be there. We'll be there the whole time, right? So you'll be playing with somebody from YouTube on the tables for an hour or two. And we're trying to scope everybody down to an hour or two based on donation size. That's one change. Another thing we talked about doing was having this, having kind of a forced ATS. So basically, like on every shooter, as this come out rolls happen, right? We're gonna force, quote unquote, the ante. Everybody's got to ante up a buck for the ATS. And what we're gonna do with the buck is we're gonna probably go something like 4-4-4 for the charity, 1-1-1 for the dealers. So that's 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15 bucks, right? Out of 16 players, right? And then somehow we'll cover we'll cover the red, either with a pass line bet for the deal or whatever it's going to be. And that way we ante up a buck every come out. And that way the charity's playing the ATS essentially, right? And the casino, we're trying to have them match the wins on that. So the win plus the casino matches that to go to the charity every time that the ATS wins. Something along those lines we're thinking about. It might just be 1-1-1, 1-1-1, and $5 red. Don't know what it's going to be yet. We'll figure out how that's going to work, but we're thinking about everybody anteing a buck. And that way the dealers are always on the ATS, the charity is always on the ATS, and the casino will match the ATS wins. And that way it becomes a much lower house edge bet, number one, but there's good money going into the charity. I think it's a great way to do it. It also, by just having us always bet $1 for the dealers on the ATS, they're in the game. but it's not like there's dealer bets all over the damn place. I'm trying to like limit the amount of crazy and complicated stuff. The dealers are going to do extra shifts. So I wonder if we just kind of agree as a group, we're just going to do the ATS for the dealers all night long and maybe nothing else. I don't know. I'll talk to the casino about that. And we can talk as a group about that. So one of the questions I've got for you today in this Ask John Anything show is that, what are your thoughts on having a perpetual ante from us to play the ATS as a group for the dealers and for the charity, and kind of combine them? Maybe it's 222, 111, and a $5 red, right? And that way we cover everything. That way there's like, I don't know. I'm just thinking through it, folks, as a way to kind of keep us keep the game moving, keep the charity and the dealers in play, but not have a bunch of craziness. I'm also considering another idea was to have a player, whether it's the MC or somebody else, have a ghost rack. So like the little tiny rack that's next to the stick, that's like stick left like half, like the one that's right there. Have that rack be a perpetual rack, and maybe everybody when you first buy in, you throw $10 at the ghost rack, and that rack is played at the dollar level, right, at Bubble Craps level. But that rack can be played like dealer bets, and maybe it's kind of a thing we do that for either it's the charities rack, and we can play, a little inside game for the charity, keep them in it, or maybe it's the Chiro rack. Maybe we have that rack, that ghost rack, be for Chiro, and we play a bunch of yos and some other stuff, and have that kind of be a Layla Scholarship Fund feeder during the event. So think about those ideas as ways to kind of have the table generate money for the charity. We are going to also ask the casinos to have, I know that the Veterans Moving Forward is going to bring a representative, a trainer. Lori's going to be there again. A trainer is going to be there with one of the dogs. So we're going to have a dog at the table with us most of the day. They'll be, of course, napping and stuff, but the dog will be there with us. They can answer questions to the passersby about the charity. The casino's already said this is okay, potentially. And so you'll be able to meet the dogs. You'll get good information from the charity about what they're doing, and like a donation box so that people can, as they're walking by, not our group, just people in the casino can walk by and drop their slot change receipts in there. They can drop their white chips in there and have kind of a running donation bin for the charity at the table too. So that's another change we're looking to make. I'd like the casino bit of that thing to raise its own money. You know what I'm saying? In addition to the big auction items, and we're going to have not a billion items this year. Like, not going to have 30 things to auction off. We're going to have like 3. Like, one of them is going to be Joe's table, and Joe, I know, is here. We're going to, the one raffle item, the big ticket raffle item will be Joe's custom built table. That's going to be the thing, right? We will probably auction off a cruise, one of the Craps cruises, which will have all the all-stars on it, and maybe one other thing, and that will be it. We're not going to do a lot of little tchotchkes. We'll have those things there, but it's not going to be 1,000 auction items. It was too much to manage, getting it all shipped and everything else. It's kind of a nightmare. So I think 3 big things. We'll get the numbers down where your raffle tickets are $10 each instead of $100 each, and we'll just try and do it with volume that way. And that, I think, is what I'm thinking of. So there's all the thoughts I've got on it. Now I'm going to go over to here really quickly and give you the summary sheet of the daily paycheck, and then we'll get into some questions. So first of all, May's profit and loss so far in May, we're 9-2, up $4,000. Now look at the 2 losses. Okay. We're 9-2, which is great. 80% win rate. And I've been saying this all along, right? 80% is 80% is where you got to be to make this thing work. Now the losses are big. The average loss is $4,600. We're losing a ton of money. When we lose, we're going down hard, big time, right? Our wins, 9 wins, $13K. We're winning about $1,500 a time, which is awesome. But the losses are big. So, if you win 4, lose 1, you're going to be about even, a little ahead. So we got to figure out the right ratio of loss limits there. But we're getting good traction on the strategy. We are definitely playing a YOLO, right? We're definitely YOLOing it now, which is different. Today I played the mind, which was fun. But by and large, the paycheck way to play, I've always said it, there's 2 ways to do it. You can YOLO it, get in and get out in a couple of rolls, or you can grind it out. Play a grindy thing that's not going to crush you, but it's also going to take 100 rolls to win. Both ways can work. One way is more frustrating. One way is more, I hate to say reliable, but more reliable. So think about what you watch in that show. When you watch me play it out, how do you feel about what you're seeing? And that's kind of what I wanted to, like the Ask John Anything today. I want to know what you're thinking about what you see and how it works out. Okay, so couple of things here to put out here. Let's see some questions that came up early that I'll put up here. I'm going to go back to the home screen here. We'll do this one here. Let's see. The first thing that came out was from who was this? Let's see. I did forget to press the bets. What did y'all think of how I played the mind today? So that was a thing. The mind, I played it wrong today. I did forget to press 2 times. I forgot I had a 6 and an 8 roll, and I didn't press the bets up like I should have. I got 5s and 9s after that, which that cost me, probably $500 in wins by not doing the right presses. I screwed that up. I also go to level 5 and then back to 0 when I play the mind. It bit me once. It paid off twice today. So we were 2 out of 3. So it wasn't terrible. And again, I would have left, right? We made paycheck at least twice today with that thing. I just played it way too long. We made paycheck. If I would have been reset after the second paycheck, which I should have, if we would have done it like paycheck style, my last loss would not have been at $500. It would have been at $100, right? But again, I was playing it today, like just let's build it up and have some fun. So there it is. I thought that was a fun way to do it, but again, not the way I'd probably play it in real life. Now, Crapping Camper does talk about playing this in the casinos. Now, in the casino, the way that it works best is under 2 circumstances. Okay, one at Bubble Craps. Okay, if you go to Bubble Craps and you start at $2 on the outside, $2 each outside for $4 out there, 2, and go up by $1 each time. That's a good way to do it, right? It's manageable money. You get to level 5, come on back down to 2. I like having the $2 base if I can do that. On the Stadium Craps, same thing, right? Stadium Craps a lot of times are $5 total action. So you can go 2, 4, 6, 8. Bump by $1, bump by $1, bump by $1. When you get your bets up to $7, take a hit, back down to $2 again. And just keep doing that, right? You can make, $5, $10 every few rolls in that way and kind of grind it out and last for a long time. And again, think about unit play, not dollars, right? They're dollars, they're $5, they're $10, they're $25. It doesn't make a difference, right? You're playing for how many units can I win? And at Stadium Craps or Bubble Craps, you can play that thing all day long, right? That's the idea. So I think it's a fun strategy. Again, it's tough paycheck wise to make it the way I did it today, but there it is. All right, here we go. Dice Doctor, how's the job situation going? It's going. I had and by the way, this is Ask John Anything today. So anything goes. It can be craps, whatever you want to talk about. So just put a PC in front of it. I had a round of interviews with Microsoft. It went, boy, I'll tell you what, if you don't work in tech, you have to know how hard tech is. Tech is a tough place right now. As a industry, and Ian, you can weigh in on this actually. I think we've laid off as an industry close to 300,000 people. And a lot of that is AI based. A lot of that is because AI has replaced a lot of people because software developers can use many AI tools now to do their work, right? You can literally, it's like a co-pilot with you, right? It sits right here and you can say, hey, do this. And it's faster than a person in some respects. So it's taken a lot of jobs away. The problem with that is not so much that they've gone away, because there are jobs that are replacing those jobs. It's that you have 300,000 people that are educated, experienced, and trained, right, in the industry looking for work. So when I apply for jobs, oftentimes I'll see, and I'll give you an example. This job I applied for at Microsoft, I didn't get the job. I was the second person. I was a silver medalist. My contact over there called me and said, you were this close. Like you were it was 6 rounds. It was 6 hours of interviews, right? And I actually had one of them on the boat when I was in the cruise. So 6 rounds of interviews I went through. The 7th round, they had a tiebreaker. It was like they said, hey, we need to talk to you one more time. So I met with the director last week, and it was like me and one other person. And it ultimately came down to I didn't get the job because the person they hired was an internal, right? They already worked there. They were on a different team. That team was being collapsed, and that person was doing the exact same job that we were applying for. So they took the internal experience over me. But I was second out of 1,200 plus people for that job. So I feel like I did a good job interviewing. Just didn't get it, And Ian will tell you how hard it is to get a job in tech, especially now. It's very difficult. So I'm disappointed that it didn't work out, but I'm confident in my ability to interview well. And you all know me, right? You see me every day here. I have zero problem bringing energy. I'm a smart dude. People connect with me pretty well, so I have no worries that it will work out. But right now, didn't happen, and we just bought a house. We bought a house yesterday, literally. So now I've got two mortgages to deal with, and the prospect of not having it work is a little bit clenchy right now. That's why I'm not going to the casino for a while. I told you last week I'm not playing craps or anything else for a little while because I've got to be like super careful. I am going to Vegas next week to talk to David and Alex about some stuff, and to talk to this casino about the craps for the cure. But I'm not going there to gamble. So there's that answer. Let's see. Jalen Pond says, I might want to try the Plaza for the craps for the cure. Ooh, there you go. I've never talked to them. I know that they've let AZ film down there at the Plaza, so I will definitely do that. We have a casino that's interested in talking to us right now, and it could work out well because they're you may not know this. Every casino, which I'm learning as I go through the process here, has a charitable arm. They all do. They aren't required by law here in Washington. They are, but they all have a charity of choice that they're all putting money towards, right? And like Station Casinos, for example, their charity of choice is like local. It's like local a watershed, water conservation, and children. That's their charity of choice. Other casinos, who I can't name because we're talking to them, their charity of choice is military. Like they literally donate to the military, and the troops. It's right. Is that a perfect match for us or what? So we're working with them like, hey, we're totally on the same page, right? That could work out. If not, I love the idea of the Plaza making it downtown. I also love the idea of one of my favorite casinos is Sahara. I love playing at the Sahara. It's a great place to play. It's a great place to stay. They love us. That's an option for us as well. So those are all on the table for sure. Let's see. Louis says, I know it's a charity event. However, you're asking a lot. I am. Who are going for the charity, but also to meet in person for the first time. Everyone has all that. You're 100% right. That's why I'm saying I don't know what to do. That's why I'm like, we should talk about this. What do we do? Right? Because I want to have the table be profitable for the charity and for the people and for the casino. So like I said, last year we charged $50 to get into Casino Quest. We had 50 people pay the $50, and we had another 50 plus people that were willing to pay the $50 but couldn't because we couldn't fit them in there, right? 100 people. If we said the same thing this year, it's still $50, right? Or whatever. If you do that, you get to be on the table. Like that's kind of what I'm thinking is more of like the entry fee or the ticket to the event is also your ticket to the table. And you buy in for your $500, give me 10 of it for the ghost rack, and drop $1 for the shooters. And if we do the like I said, like a 2-2-2-1-1-1 or something like that, and hop the reds, it won't be like $1 every come out throw. It'll be $1 every shooter. And if you're only at the table for an hour or two, which is probably what it's going to be, you're only going to see 5 or 6 shooters. So I'm thinking that's the way to kind of settle it. I don't know yet. I'm literally spitballing. Jen had the same concern. It's asking a lot to do that. And I know that. So I don't know the best answer to it. I'm just trying to think of creative ways to make it work. And so I'm just racking my brain and, like I said, spitballing with y'all. So my goal this year, Ian, is 100K, right? Well, we raised 28 last year. If we're at a casino, I think we can do 100, right? And think about this, right? If you've got, we can do it a number of ways, but let's use $100 as an example, as the pretend example. The table holds 16 people, right? 8 per side. It's going to be live. So it's $1,600. If everybody pays, $100 donation to get an hour at the table, which I know is a lot, that's $1,600 an hour that the table generated for the charity without the ATS wins times 20 hours, right? That table's going to perform, to about $30,000, right? Just on its own, which is more than we raised last year. Just the table time. And that's what we're hoping for. And like, you can pay the $100 now, you can pay it tomorrow. And that's your time at the table. Like your donation can come anytime during the year that we set up. That's the reason why. And I think if we have the donation box at the end of the table and folks just walking by, meet the dog, pet the dog, drop in their white chips or drop in their slot receipts, like not just us, but casino visitors. That little box itself could raise a few $1,000, right? We're going to be, I think, with that plus the auction stuff, we'll be in good shape. I think we're going to be okay. I don't want to make it so people can't afford to come either. I don't want to make that a thing. I don't want to make the that ATS anti thing an obstruction either. Jen, I think, said out there in the chat, I think I saw this comment go by. Um, why would John want to make the ATS when I hate it? I do hate the ATS, but if the casino matches the wins, that to me makes it a better bet, right? If we do this and the casino matches the wins, right, then your dollar, let's say that you're putting a buck out there and we hit the all, so it's 170, or I think it's 150. So 150 and 30 and 30, whatever, what is that up to? It's 210 or whatever that is, right? It's actually 420 to the charity, right? If that's the case, then I think it's worth it. And again, we are there to meet each other, have fun. We are there to raise money for the charity. So that I think would be ideal. If the casino matches the wins, then I think we can probably as a group agree to do it. And I think that's kind of what I'm really kind of hoping for. Yeah, the delivery of the table will be a problem, Joe. I hear you there. Potentially, we could do a thing where, we'll rent a truck and drive it somewhere, right? You leave it at your house and I will, my son works for Enterprise rental car. So I can actually get a truck or Enterprise rent a truck for almost nothing. I can fly to Wisconsin. We can load the truck and I'll road trip it to somebody's house, right? And that might be kind of a cool thing to pull off. That's actually kind of a cool thing. Jen, yes, I need more feedback. So the more ideas you got, please bring them, right? This is the time. And again, today's not the only day, but give me your ideas on some of these thoughts. And if you have new ideas, other ways that we can do it, I'm open to all the suggestions, right? We're just, like I said, we're just spitballing here. Yeah, so I can, like I said, here's the answer to that. I'll get the truck. I'll get the Enterprise truck from my son. I have no problem flying into Wisconsin and road tripping to somebody's house. That'd be actually really super cool. Yeah, don't worry about that. I'll get that truck for like $30. So I'm not worried about that. Don't worry about that. It's gonna be just like the time away from home. That'll do it. Jen says she's lost $1,000 on bubble craps playing the mind. The machine is evil. The bubble craps machines are evil. They are totally evil. Let's see. Yeah, I want more information on that table, Joe. Joe, we've seen part of it. Joe's keeping it pretty under wraps, though. I'm going to see the whole thing. Engineers working at Starbucks. Let's see. Ian's on the job thing. It's a crazy time. The industry, it's has never been like this. It's insanity right now. But you know what? I have to liken it to a couple of things, right? Like go back to, when the phone system was run by switchboard operators and then it wasn't. Go back to when everybody was typing on typewriters and then computers came out and all those jobs went away, right? Oh shit, it's going to replace everybody. Well, guess what? It all came back. There was a tech bubble in the late 1990s, right? It all went away. It all came back. It always comes back, right? Robots are going to crush the car industry. All these workers will be out of jobs. Well, yeah, they were. And then they came back. The jobs came back in more. More jobs came and for more money after the robots came to build the cars. We're in the same world now with tech, with AI. The problem what we're having right now is we just don't know. Like it's a big unknown. What is the role of AI in our world? We don't really know yet. Also, what is the role of the new software developer in the world where AI is an unknown? There's a lot of question marks, and it's like everybody's kind of on pause right now going, what do we do? And I think once that question gets answered, it'll come. Right now, it's a weird place and time to be. Ian, you're right. You can talk and chat even about this, right? You used to be in the recruiting business, right? And tech recruiting. The tech recruiting has gone to zero too. Tech recruiters those companies are closing. They don't have work either. It's really strange right now. It'll come back. I have no worries that it'll come back for sure. We do. We're in a tough place up here because that's where a lot of the tech is. So, yeah. Hey, you know what, Joe? I'm catching up on chats. You and I should just do a road trip together. We'll just do it. What do you think? We'll road trip together. That'll be fun. That'll be super fun. Yeah, I don't know, Jen. I don't know. Like I said, we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Vegas is um not slowing down, right? So again, we're gonna have people that are not part of our group there too, right? It's gonna be some of the premier group will be there, and also people at the casino playing will be part of this. Like people that are just there will be part. Well, that we've never had outsiders. We've raised last year what almost $30,000 last year. Just the 100 of us did that, which is a testament to y'all, right? This year being in a live casino, you're going to open it up to thousands of people that are walking around that are going to see this as well. So the scope of this thing is going to get bigger this year. So I'm hoping, cross fingers, that that is a difference maker for us. I'm hoping that it is. So we will see. Do I prefer the auction or the raffle? You know what? I don't know. Um, Here's the problem with the auction. The software is not very good. Auction software is not good. I researched so much of it last year, and what's out there isn't great. The raffle software that I got last year was fantastic, and the company who runs it is vetted. They're well respected. The money goes to the charity like it's supposed. They don't take a spiff off the top. All that, right? And all they do is raffles, not auctions. So for that reason, I went raffle ticket because I wanted to trust the software and trust the money was going to go to the right place. But I would rather it be an auction, right? Duracell actually had this idea, I think it was Duracell last year, about doing the raffle instead, because instead of, let's say Joe's table is amazing and it starts getting bidded up and somebody bids 4 grand on the table. Well, that's it. The table only brings in $4,000, number one. And as the bid gets high, 100 people will stop bidding because they can't afford the thing. This way, on the raffle style, if the tickets are $25, you can buy one if that's what you can afford. You can buy 100 if you want to. You can increase your own chances of winning, but everybody gets a shot at it. Everybody's got an equal-ish shot at winning it. That's why I like the raffle better, because it brings more people in and give them all a chance. And you can afford to do it. I don't want to knock people out of the thing. We may end up, by the way, doing besides the table and the cruise, some classes like Heavy and those guys always offer a class up, so that's there. Yeah, Duracell says I prefer the raffle lower amounts to allow more. I think that's right. I think it's the right approach. It does get more people into it, which I like. Let's see. Potentially, I'm working on a couple of apps right now. You should connect with me offline. We'll talk about that. Let's see. Don't forget the poor carrier pigeon lost it. Yeah. The carrier pigeon lost their job too. That's funny. We should totally get a road trip going. Oh my God. Now I've started the thing, right? Yeah. I'm down. What's a better idea for betting for the dealers? What I don't want to do is have 16 people throwing dollar chips all over the place and having dealer bets all over the table. That slows things down to a drag, right? We want to play. So if there's 16, and again, we're all professionals, right? We're all good. We're all good at betting for dealers. We all keep them in the game, which means there's gonna be a lot of white chip action out there for them, right? It's gonna get confusing. It's gonna get slow. And so my big concern is 20 hours of it being a grinding, slow, boring game, right? That's why I thought, let's just do the ATS. It's an easy one. It's $1 from everybody. ATS, right? Let it happen, and it's easy. And keep it simple, stupid, kind of. That's what I was hoping for with that. If you don't like it, I'm down to do different things, but I wanted to keep it quick and fast. And quick and fast, same thing. I wanted to keep it quick and simple is what I was hoping for. So that's the reason why I did that. Yes, we can definitely do some chip. I think those are always a thing for sure. Let's see. Joe says table is about 4'9" wide, 3'9" deep, and 29 tall. Okay. Let's see. How pissed will I be? Yeah, exactly. I would not want to put up $1,000 and not win the table. Are you talking about for raffle items, Jen? Yeah, you're right. That's the thing, right? That's the thing. Raffles, you can buy 20 tickets and not win. With a auction, you could outbid people and you take, 90% of the people out of the game. I don't know what the better thing is. So I don't know. That's definitely I'm here, right? I struggle with these things. So I don't know. Let's see. These are Vegas pros, not cruise ship dealer. I know what you're saying, Jen. We can talk through it, right? We can talk through it. Well, here's the thing too, Louis, on this one here. Um, I agree in general with that. This particular deal that I'm away from the mic a little bit. This particular deal, hold on, is it's going to be a private table for us if we do this, which means the dealers that are going to work the table are picking up an extra shift. It's going to be off their regular time. They're kind of not donating their time because we're going to pay them, but they're going to be there off their regular hours. So they're picking up an extra shift, which is they're incurring extra expense, childcare, that kind of, whatever. So I got to keep that in mind that they're not really part of their. It's not like they're pulling a crew from table A to table B. They're bringing a crew in just for this event. So we got to take care of them in some way, and that's why I want to force the tipping. We're going to take care of them some way. I just want it to be easy. Like I said, I'm looking for the easiest way to do it without it being super slow. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Off topic. Had a cheesesteak from Delisandro's. Okay. I have not had one from them in forever. My favorite cheesesteak still is in Runnymede. It's still Marino's Deli in Runnymede is still my favorite cheesesteak ever. Let's see. Let's see. I'm looking for other questions here. Anything else you want to go through? If you got ideas on tipping, let me know. Give me some ideas. What else can we do? We can even do perpetual hard ways for the dealers. I don't care what it is. I'm just trying to make it simple and cheap, right? So, do us how you say this here. I've talked to David. They don't have more fun with the box bets. Here's what dealers actually say about this. They enjoy the box bets because they win. That becomes a big time suck. It's a pain in the ass. When they have all the box bets in there, it's a pain in the ass. It's a lot of work. So we can talk about it. I might actually talk to David about this and see what David recommends we do. He's actually a good resource for us. What does he think would be a good plan for this? Because yeah, the box bets are great. But you got 16 people betting box numbers for dealers. Can you imagine? It's just going to be tough. I like the pass line with the odds. Pass line, I think you meant with odds, Jen. A pass line with odds for them is great by the shooters. That's easy and simple, and it can build them money. Open to suggestions, right? Let's see. What else? Old Man Earl agrees with Jen. I really disagree with this. I keep saying I disagree with the box bets at that size table, but we will talk about it. I'm not gonna put the crush on it because we can do what you guys want, but I think it's a mistake. I really do. But it's our first year trying it, right? We'll learn as we go. Year one in. But yeah, I think I'm going to ask David. What does David recommend for this? Because it's definitely something we have to think about for sure. Odds is called shoes. Okay, I didn't know that. How do I not know the odds is called shoes? Private $5. It won't be a $5 table. I can tell you that. I'm praying we can get a $10 table. Everything in Vegas, it's 15 to 25. I'm praying for a 10. The casino that shut us down, actually part of the reason they shut us down was because I was really locked into getting us a $10 table. I said, it's got to be a $10 table. This is not a high rolling crew, right? We're not bringing in, Dominator. We're bringing in us, right? And they were not willing to go $10, right? That was a big stumbling point. They wanted a $25 table. So I get it, right? So that's, that's the thing. I'm really trying hard to make it 10 if I can get it, Louis. There you go. Yeah, David will know for sure. David's going to have good advice for us on this one. Again, I want to keep the game moving. I want to keep the dealers making money. B, right? And I want to make it fast. C, and I want the charity involved too. That's why I think the charity ATS, if the casino matches the ATS for the charity, that's got to be a thing for us. I think that's got to be a thing. That's all I got. I have nothing else to say. It's 8:40. More questions, guys? More questions? You have anything besides the craft of the cure? What else you want to talk about? I'm just going to sit back here and I'll give you a few minutes. I'm just going to kick it back and just relax and let y'all chat it up. And if you want to know anything about anything, you let me know here. I'm just going to take a breather, have some coffee. That's funny. Jen would say, I would commit to a percentage of your profits. Interesting. I would never ask for that from anybody. I think that's cool if you did it. I would never ask for that from people, but that would be a cool thing to do. If people would agree to it, that'd be great. But I would never ask for it. I think that's really cool. Um, PNW meetup. There kind of is one. We're gonna get a private table out there at Snoqualmie in a few weeks. I think Ian's working on that for the locals up here. But yeah, we're not gonna do an official meetup until I got the job thing figured out. I'm just not gonna do a whole lot. I mean, I'm gonna go to DiceCon, but I'm gonna go out there and hang out and film stuff more than I'm gonna play this year. I'm gonna be more of an observer and a helper to Jeremy than I am gonna be a player. Again, just trying to make those good decisions. You know what I'm saying? Um, who's going to Biloxi in June? I don't know. I would love to do that. I would love to find a way to like route my travel to DiceCon through Biloxi and kind of get up there that way. That'd be pretty fun to do that. But yeah, and Ian, you're talking about June 8th. Is that right, Ian? Right? Is it June 8th? Saturday, June 8th? Is that locked in? I have not yet done the logo. Got to work on that. Last year's logo was great. We had two of them designed last year. We used one primarily. I'm going to have the same person get us a new logo. I'm going to integrate the dog into it a little more now that we're doing it. So, okay, so it is June 8th. So yeah, come on up, June 8th. There you go. June 8th in Seattle. Come on out. It's not a big thing like it was last year. We're just going to get together and play for an afternoon. I think that's about it. Let's see what else. Let's see. JR says, my guess is, should you ever attempt to make gambling the main source of your income, your generosity for the boys is going to take a downturn. Yeah, I hear you there. I'm an old, you know me. I used to work in the service industry, right? I was a chef. I worked on the front of the house for a long time. Tips are a thing. Guys work their asses off. You know, they don't make a lot of money salary wise, and I'm a big tipper. When I go out to dinner or whatever, I'm a big tipper. I don't like betting for the dealers other than piggybacking on some things. That's what I typically do. I like to tip when I buy in. I like to tip when I color up, and I like to guarantee that they're putting greens in the box as much as we can. I like to see them put money in the box. I don't like putting money out there that gets taken by the casino. Like that to me, we donate more money to the casino when we bet for the dealers than we give to the dealers. And I think the dealers, although they enjoy playing that stuff and they have fun with it, the money's not getting into their rack. So it's a feel good for us to bet for them. They enjoy it, whatever, but they can't spend it. And I think I want them to get personally money they can spend. And that's how I personally view it. I know that a lot of people, almost everybody disagrees with me, but that's my personal feeling, right? Like I said, I would never go to a restaurant, you know, and after a great meal, put $100 on the table and ask the waitress to flip a coin and say, if it's heads, you get the tip. If it's tails, you get nothing. Like, would you imagine if you would do that in a restaurant? Right. Or, you know, put $100 on the table and say, flip a coin. And if it's heads, the waitress gets it. If it's tails, the restaurant owner gets it. That's what tipping for the dealer. That's what betting for the dealers is, right? To me, is foolishness. That's why I don't do it, except for small ones here and there. So there you go. Let's see. Looking to see anything else here. Jenny's counseling. What is that for? Oh, for coming out here. All right. I think that's it, guys. Let's get out of here. I want you to do this for me. We have 31 people watching here. I put some stuff out there, right? I put out the idea of buying a ticket to the event gets you on the table as a way to make the table profitable. I've put out the idea of a perpetual ATS for the charity paid for by the players at the table as a requirement. I put out the idea of maybe buying in and throwing me $10 to play the ghost rail for the charity or for Chiro's family, right? Either way. And I've put out the idea of some kind of a perpetual tip for the dealers. None of those are locked in. They're just spitballing. It's the ideas that I've had. There's a lot of good give and take on whether they're quality ideas or not. They're not locked in. We've also talked about auction versus raffle, and there's pros and cons to that, right? None of this is etched in stone. What I really plan to do is, and again, you all have my email address, john@procraps.net. You've all got me on Discord, right? I would love for you to reach out. Maybe I'll start a new Discord channel for Crafts with the Cure 24. Let's talk about these things. We can even do like a Zoom call meeting with those of you who are really passionate about this, Dan, Jen, Ian, others that want to be a big part of it. Let's have a Zoom call and really hash it out and think about the right decisions we can make. I just want to give you now food for thought, right? Spitballing. Let's get together, zoom it up, and think about all the goodness that we can do and the best ways to do it and the easiest ways. It can't be complicated. It's got to be easy. Everything's got to be repeatable, right? I'm a big believer in high scale and high repeatability, right? That's why simple things are always best when you're trying to scale them out. And that's why I want to keep things as easy as possible. But let's go. Let's talk about it. Think about your ideas. Let's come up with a date. We can do a Zoom call like on a Friday night or a Saturday morning or something. One of these weeks coming up, we'll just talk through it. All right. That's what I want to do. Yeah, a lot of friction. What's a lot of friction? I'm not sure what that meant. Was that in response to something specific, Jen? I don't know. Anyway, let's get after it. All right. Let me get out of here. I got to go to work in 10 minutes. New cup of my fourth cup of coffee today. Can you believe that? I'm gonna be like at work. But yeah, think about all those things, guys. Think about all the things. Again, it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about veterans moving forward. It's about these vets, right? It's about let's find ways that we can have fun, make this thing work, make it repeatable, but ultimately raise a pile of money for the vets. That's what it's all about. So there you go. All right. Y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy Memorial Day. Get the barbecue in, but keep the vets in your prayers. The families of the fallen, always with us, right? So, with all that said, I'm gonna close it out here. Vets moving forward is our group for the year again. So I'll see you all on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Love you all. Bye.